Hello everyone, TheHedgehogGamr here, and welcome back to another video. Now, after my review on Junji Ito's Kyo, today we'll be reviewing his most popular manga, Uzumaki. The story tells about a small town in Japan that is cursed with spirals. Spirals you will often see are on snails, plants, stumps, fingerprints, ponds, ears, hair, and most importantly, the sky. The spirals will either cause you to be obsessed with them or be terrified of them. We meet our main characters being Kiri and Shuichi. Now, this was my first Junji Ito manga I've ever bought and read. Now, you'll probably say, like, spirals? Pfft, how are they scary? Well, if you go more further into this book, you'll understand how spirals are actually scarier and that. Now, I'm going to explain them in some chapters, but not all of them like I did in Kyo. But anyways, let's get started, shall we? Now the first chapter is about the main character's parents. Shuichi's dad is obsessed with spirals, which he starts collecting anything with a spiral, causing him to go sort of insane. He does end up getting his tongue to curl up into a spiral on, which I'm showing you. So let me give you a second. If you can actually see it. Yeah, let's move it around just a little bit. But yeah, and of course he does pass away from an unknown cause. But it goes further in. Yeah, Shuichi's mother see a large tub thing, which I'm just gonna get to that right now. Sorry if it might take cringy moments. Yeah, see a large tub thing. As they take off the lid, we see Shuichi's father into a spiral with his torso and limbs all dislocated and like that, which is the most disturbing part of this book. Yeah. Later in the funeral, we see his dad in the sky, as again, we're going to be just going to, if we can, yeah, see, right here, but yeah, yeah, let me say, yeah, this causes Shuichi's mom to go insane, ending her up in the hospital. After looking at so many spirals, she starts shaving off her hair and cutting off her fingertips. And one night, Shuichi's father appears in the IV bag where he tells his wife that there's spirals in her ears. She picks up the scissors and stabs her ears in, which ends up in a state of vertigo, causing her to pass away. Okay, it's another day, and I'm wearing a different shirt, so let's continue on. Now, chapter 3, and my personal favorite, the scar. Kiri, of course, befriends a girl named Azami Kurotani. We see she has some scar on her forehead, but it's no ordinary scar. When she meets Shuichi, he already knows it's danger for her, cause later on we see that the scar on her forehead is now a spiral, which I'll get it up right now, so, hopefully you can possibly see that. Yeah, there we, up. Sorry about that, people. There we go, alright. Yeah, we see that it's, of course, officially bigger than that. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, she meets up with Kiri again, and we see that the scar has gotten bigger, which of course gives us to this iconic image. Which I'll cut it up now. Yeah. Of course, being this image right here. Yeah, very one of the most iconic ones we all saw. But yeah. Yeah, and yeah. Of course, Kiri does think she's hallucinating, but she's not. Because she's going to meet up with Shuichi. We see she meets Azumi again, and oh yeah, that's the one I talked about. Sorry about that. Yeah, we also just saw her eyeball, of course, being sucked down into the abyss of the spiral. We see Shuichi and a friend of his. Azami is back again. She lies to his friend and snatches the hat off. Let me get that up now. Which is, of course, that. Yep. And goes another iconic one. But yeah, so this is that off. Yeah, of course, half her face is gone and the spiral is bigger. He tries to touch it, but he gets sucked in the spiral, killing him, and Azami being consumed by her, killing her off. Very crazy so far, I know. Yeah. But anyways, let's move on to the next chapter. Chapter 8 is The Snail. During a rainy day, a kid by the name of Katayama arrives as he is soaking wet. He gets bullied by this kid named Sumura in the gym. He gets bullied and someone strips him naked as he drags Katayama in front of everyone. Which I'm not going to show because I don't want YouTube to go taking down my video. As he turns over, we see a spiral on his back as slithers off, like a snail does. Yeah, since it goes, it is right in front of everyone. Yeah, yeah. For the next few days, we see his back getting swollen and swollen, where it becomes like a giant zit, as it looked like. But on Thursday, we see he has a giant snail shell, which I'm gonna just cover this page because of reasons. So, give me a couple of seconds. Yeah. Yeah, very disturbing, I know. Yeah. But yeah, now on Friday, he has become a snail himself as his eyes pop out like what a snail does. Which, yeah, let me just get it up real fast. A bit slow, but yeah. Of course. Yeah. You creeped out so far? Hope so. Yeah. His parents are called, but they don't believe that was their son, so they have to keep him at the school in a cage. But Sora keeps on bullying him. But sometime later, he drinks a lot of water from the taps, and we see he's going slow, which could mean he's been cursed by the spiral. Kiri and a friend goes to hydrate Katayama, but they're scared off when he comes out of his shell. Sometime later, we see that Sumura has been turned into a snail as well, which... Give me a second. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, of course. So yeah, he's in the cage along with Katayama, and they begin to mate. Weird since a snail by the spiral, and that, or they're males, I should say. Yeah, they're males. But a couple of weeks later, they escape from the cage, and Kiri, her friend, and the teacher follow the snail trail. They reach a point where they laid eggs. The teacher crushes the eggs, but the former students were never found. But a few days later, which be prepared to be very disturbing. Hang on. Okay. Nearly there. Sorry if this is cringy. Yeah. A few days later, we see that their teacher has turned into a snail. Yep. Guess this is why you shouldn't fuck with snails at all. But anyway, that's that chapter done. Moving on. Chapter 11 is the Umbilical Cord. After some incident in the hospital, which you have to find out for yourself if you want to read it, Kiri sees some newborn babies. She visits her cousin Keiko, hope I pronounced that right, that she recently gave birth. Kiri notices that babies' tummies are all bloated up, which some women are just like with this expression, like, which you can't see from the mask, but yeah. But then the babies make an ear-piercing cry, which of course I'll get up, which causes Kiri to run out of the room and fall down the stairs. Yeah. Yeah, she eats some weird mushrooms from the hospital, but they taste like meat, so she begins to not have any more. She begins to hear other people talking about the mushroom on how good they are, until she hears some babies talking. Strange for them to talk about when they're newborn. Which, don't know if since I can't find it, but I'm not gonna worry about it anyway. But yeah, yeah. But one of the baby's tummies pops open, revealing mushrooms. She goes up to meet a doctor by the name of Dr. Kawamoto, and He explains about the mushrooms from the babies. She notices a door and wants to know if Keiko is in there. She goes in there and we see Keiko on a hospital bed with a baby back in the womb stitched up. And no, I'm not going to show it because I don't want my video to get taken down. Yeah, so I'm not going to do an uncensored one, so sorry people. Yeah, she cries for some blood, so Kawamoto takes Kiri to her for a face, but Keiko goes for Kawamoto instead, sucking all his blood until he becomes a husk. Other patients see a lot of mushrooms in the room. As they begin to eat some, they get killed by Keiko, and Kiri escapes from the hospital to not return ever again. And finally, the last two chapters of Uzumaki, being the Labyrinth and completion. Shuichi, Kiri, and Shay, which they meet up with in later chapters, and again, you'll have to read for yourself if you want to find out more. Yeah, the town is built as a spiral, which becomes a labyrinth. They walk more and more until we see all of their civilians are now part of the spiral. They meet up with a guy, named Mr. Tanizaki. He hasn't seen Kiri up for years, so yeah. Which, look at this bearded fellow right here. Hopefully you can see. Yeah. Yeah. Which means that the town of the spirals is going in years, I think. Kiri talks about her parents and presumes to be alive, so they continue onward. Later they see the spiral in the sky again, which helps to guide them, but Che gets captured by the house. Yeah. They find the source of the spiral smoke, which was coming from the pond, which leads into the whole flight of stairs. They find another spiral corpse, which wants to be taken with Shuichi and Kiri, but it bites Kiri's leg and Shuichi fights it off until he falls down into the abyss. As she continues going down, she finds the end of the stairs to reveal a kind of snail shell, which hopefully you can see if you can. Yeah, hopefully you can see it. But anyway, she climbs down, but slips and thinks she's going to die as she falls. But her body slows down, and which is the break her fall. As she lands, we see the spirals of the ruins. She finds her parents that are now dead. Shuichi calls out to her. She finds him that he can't go on and wants to be left here to die. But Kiri refuses and stays with him. As their arms spiral around each other, which I can't do. Yeah. And as they succumb, the spiral has to stop. And that's the end of Uzumaki. Anyways, guys, that is my Uzumaki review. What do you think of it? What do I think of this book, anyway? I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was one of Junji Ito's best works out there. I highly recommend picking this book up now, or later, or tomorrow, or whatever. Yeah, you'll enjoy this. I know there was like the movie in that, which I'm not going to review, but I will pretty much review the anime when I can, as soon as it comes out. But yeah, as again, I highly recommend you should read this. You'll definitely love it, for sure. But yeah, if you guys like the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.